Hey there, today we're going to be looking at measures of central tendency. We've got 4 different things that we're going to work on calculating, but they're all part of the same type of deal. So much of this is going to be related, and much of this is going to get used in some more advanced problems, possibly later on. Alright, the 4 things that we're working on calculating. First off, the mean, median, mode, and range. The mean, this is just the average of all of the numbers. Remember, to calculate the average, we simply add up everything that we have and then divide by how many things that we had. So, for instance, if we have 20 items, we add up all 20 items and divide by 20. The median is the middle number, but the key piece with this is we have to order the numbers from least to greatest. We have to order the numbers from smallest to biggest, and then it's the middle number. However, let's say there's an even number of numbers that we have here. The middle number, we would have 2 middle numbers. We take the average of those 2 numbers. So for instance, if we have 3 and the 4 in the middle, we would add 3 plus 4 and divide by 2 and get 3.5. So if there's more than one middle number, you simply take the average of the 2 numbers. Next we have the mode, and this is simply the number that happens the most often. For instance, if you have 5 3s and no other number happens 5 or more times, then your mode would simply be the 3. It's the number that happens the most often, not how many times it happens. Lastly, we have the range, and this is very simple. It's simply the biggest number minus the smallest number. Each of these individually is very simple. It's just remembering which one is which when you're asked in a problem and remembering to calculate all of them out. So let's take a look at a couple of problems here. Alright, so here we're asked to find the mean, median, mode, and range for these numbers that we have. Well, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put these numbers in order from smallest to biggest. And as I do this, I'm going to cross them out up here. So you use up our 1, cross it out. We have 1, 2, so we're going to put that down here. I've got 2 3s, so I'm going to write 2 3s down here. 1 4, 2 5s, and lastly 1 9. So now I can begin my calculations. For mean, I need to take the average of these. I'm going to add all of these up using my calculator and divide by how many I have, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to add all these up and divide by 8. Now, if you're doing this in your calculator, make sure that you either put this whole numerator in parentheses or you do this in 2 steps. And if we work this out, we should get 32 over 8, which is the same thing as 4. So the mean, the average here is 4. That's the first thing we're looking for. Next is the middle number, so our median. So we would cross off a 9 and 1, then the 5 and 2. And so we see we're left with 3 and 4 here in the center. And I said before, if we've got more than one number, we need to add them and divide by 2 and take the average of those 2 numbers. So we get a median, our middle number is 3.5, even though it's not one of the numbers that's on here. Next we need to check mode, and mode is the number that happens most often. So we've got 2 3s and 2 5s, so our mode is both 3 and 5. And lastly, the range, we simply subtract 9 minus 1. And we get a range of 8.